Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the AEDON X2. This is a 10,000 mAh capacity mobile power bank which sells on Amazon for around the $30 range. It's fairly decent for that money because it also includes a phone stand. So the feature here is that you can pop in any phone, any media player, so it pops it up at a certain angle. You can use it to watch videos as well as charge your phone simultaneously. So it's a pretty convenient package to take with you when you're traveling. Otherwise, you can see this is what the box looks like. It can be recycled, so fairly eco-conscious. It comes in a few different color options. We have this blue-black version here. We'll take a closer look at this in a moment. There's also a quick start guide as well as a micro USB cable, which is also a flat ribbon wire that prevents tangling to charge the power bank itself. This power bank takes roughly 4 to 5 hours to completely charge. It does come partially charged, which is nice to see. And otherwise, you can then use the micro USB cable to then charge an Android or a Windows smartphone. So as you can see here, the X2 also features a solar panel on the front, which again, continuing with kind of the theme of the packaging, is very eco-conscious. Leaves a smaller certain carbon footprint and allows you to use the sunlight or maybe a very strong fluorescent light in the house to kind of charge up the battery. However, solar charging in general is not massively efficient. So if you leave it out in the sun, you probably have to leave it out there for, I would say, a week to get it at full capacity. And that's certainly not going to happen in certain regions around the world, certainly not here in Seattle where it rains most of the week. So that's something to quickly note. However, it's a nice feature nonetheless to have, and if you are away from a power outlet for longer periods of time, then this is something certainly to consider. So taking a closer look at the design here, it is coated in a layer of soft touch rubber, which makes it quite easy to grip. It's also a slightly rugged power bank, so I feel like it's not going to break if I drop it or kind of hit it against something. The design also is fairly attractive due to this band, which can be again customized in multiple colors. We have a blue version here, acts as a bumper to protect it against shock and damage, but otherwise it's not a fully waterproof power bank, so make sure you don't submerge it into water and you should be fine. As far as size goes, you can see this is next to a Nokia N9. This is next to a iPhone 5 with a battery case installed, about the same size in fact, so really not bad for a 10,000 mAh capacity. You can see that most of the ports are completely sealed. That adds additional protection from dust and grit. You have access to 2 USB outputs for simultaneously charging, let's say, a tablet and a smartphone at the same time. The ports are fairly decently spaced out as well, and they give you 5-volt 1 amp output as well as 5-volt 2.1 amps, which is decent. There's also on the front access to an array of LED lights, which will allow you to see really quickly how much battery is remaining out of 4 LEDs. Each time that you lose one, you lose roughly 25%. Here is the aforementioned phone grip, which is also soft touch rubber, so you slide your phone in there and pop it up at an angle. We'll show you that in a moment. It doesn't work nearly as well on a larger tablet, but that's to be expected. It's going to work just fine with most smartphones and tablets up to 5.5 inches. Over here, there is a micro USB port for charging the power bank itself. Retention for the battery is pretty good. You can set it aside for months at a time, and the battery still remains pretty much fully charged next time you pick it up and use it. The back also features a useful LED torch, so you can use this as a flashlight in emergencies. There's some basic info about the company, as well as this kind of attractive prism look overall. It almost reminds me of a smartphone, so this is definitely one of the more stylish and fully featured power banks I've seen in a while. So I can tap on this power key here and kind of tap on it 2 times, in fact, to turn that light on. Tap on it again 2 times to turn this feature back off again. So pretty easy to use, and overall it's an LED light, which is pretty energy efficient, so you don't have to worry about it draining battery too quickly. So next we're going to do a quick demo of both the charging as well as how it works as a stand. So as a media stand for video watching as well as web browsing, it works very well. Here we have a USB cable we're going to plug into one of the sockets. Afterwards, we're going to plug this into a phone. And something else I want to quickly point out is that this is a smart charger as well, so it's not going to overheat or overcharge your device. Once charging reaches maximum capacity, it will detect that and shut off the charging process. During operation, it remains fairly cool. If you're using, let's say, the solar panel in terms of charging the power bank itself, as well as charging a phone simultaneously, it gets a little bit on the warmer side of the spectrum, but overall, really not bad. And otherwise, again, it's fairly element-proof as well. In terms of charging rates, this, I got roughly 2 hours to completely charge an average-sized Android smartphone. The iPhone 6 charged up in under 3.5 hours. Same thing with the iPhone 6s. So not quite as fast as a Qualcomm Quick Charge enabled power bank, but those are also much more expensive. And at this price range, you're getting, again, a solar charger, which is very nifty if you're constantly outdoors and you're a road warrior. So here we see that charging has started. The LED lights will flash until it's done, and then it will shut off automatically. You do need to tap this once first to start that charging process. So as a media stand, as you can see here, we basically set this off to the side and then pop this up at an angle, and then you get a pretty nice, I would say, tilted 70-degree angle, 60 to 70 degrees slanted, which allows you to interact with media a bit more easily. It does block off a slight amount of the screen, as you can see there, but as long as your phone is fairly slim, as long as your phone's screen itself is fairly large, it doesn't really obscure the image too much. So that is something to quickly note. You can always also use it as a speaker. So if your phone has a speaker built in, you can also pop this up for a better angle when you're playing back music for friends and family. So a few applications that you can use this for, and it all works fairly well. So at the end of the day, I would say that the AEDON X2 mobile power bank at 10,000 milliamp hour capacity with a dual USB charging, solar charging, as well as an LED torch function, and that extra stand is, again, one of the most fully functional power banks that you'll find at this price tag. Performance is solid, I would say. It's not the fastest power bank in the world, but again, you are paying for a fairly respectable power bank at a low cost, so that's something to keep in mind. Anyways, guys, this has been a video. Thanks for watching. You can check out more details in our official written review. This has been the AEDON X2 mobile power bank.